Little grunt boy in my game. Isn't that right, little grunt boy?
He's my dad.
He is your dad, but he's not my dad.
That is true, and I think we're all very grateful for that.
Alrighty, oh, you guys about ready to get started? Do you want to continue your conversation about Roblox?
Are you done your sandwich?
I have downed the sandwich, I am at the computer, and everything is loading up as we speak.
Have you had your milk?
I can't drink milk, Kenzie. Were you trying to kill me?
Oh yeah, I forgot you're one of the weaker part of our population.
It's true. I will eventually die sad and alone because I can't drink milk.
Are you lactose intolerant?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. I don't drink caffeine.
He has the weak bloodline.
Lactose intolerance doesn't it's different than other allergies. I used to be it a little bit and then kind of grew out of it.
Yeah, it's a
tolerance over college on purpose.
Yeah, it's the type of thing. It's not like it's not like a peanut butter allergy. You're just gonna have a bad time in the bathroom later.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh no, and I have lots of bad times in my life, but I weigh it accordingly. I pick my battles.
Mm-hmm. Your bathroom battles.
Yes.
Because the bathroom is very important, Izzy.
Oh crap! I can't copy it. Did it work? Okay, cool.
Is anybody else gonna watch Turning Red next week?
I don't know.
Yes.
What
I'm very excited for that.
Is it on Disney Plus or is it in theaters?
It's going to go straight to Disney Plus.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah.
I'm.
Oh wait, like
That's the new. That's the new Pixar, right?
Yeah, the new
Yeah,
Pixar.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I'm.
Girl turns into a giant red panda. It's a metaphor for puberty.
oh.
Well, thanks for
You know
ruining
what?
that for.
I've watched enough Pixar metaphors for puberty that were good that I'll give this one a shot.
Well,
What are you ruining it? It's called Turning Red. Come on.
but I didn't know it was about her turning into a panda or puberty.
Hold up. How did you not know that?
Because I saw that there was a new Pixar thing on Facebook, and I didn't look into it. I'm just like, oh, I'll have to watch that.
That's the thing. Here's the
Literally
thing.
every commercial for it,
It's
so
not a
that's
secret.
not
It's not
at
a
all a
secret.
secret.
Here's the thing. Well, here's the thing. Commercials implies if you watch TV, and I have not seen a single marketing anything for any Disney or Pixar related stuff in years.
I have been getting a lot of targeted ads on YouTube. Like I keep seeing them pop up on my feed.
Oh yeah, Kenzie, I'm in the same boat.
Premium, and I've stopped getting ads on YouTube, and now I can't go back.
No, I pay for premium. I also don't get ads, but they're coming up because I watch Disney crap for my son.
Oh, you mean like literal videos Disney has made that are advertisements?
Yeah, like promotional videos.
Yeah, like I said, I have not seen a single marketing thing for anything Disney related. Like I said, in year, like the last
Also,
time I
I'm
saw
sure
a
if you
commercial,
go on Disney Plus, like the banner ad will have it as well by now.
Also, I'm very interested in
they will, but they don't. Yeah. Well, actually, no, that's not true. The banner ad is usually for whatever movie is currently out, like in Kanto or Raya or like one of those movies, because those are out.
Oh, yeah.
I did just watch Encanto with my son again.
I love Encanto. I wish Raya was a series and not a movie, because
I actually haven't seen Raya yet. I don't know why.
I honestly agree with that. Like, I was listening to a...
The pacing is very bad. Like,
Yeah.
Raya is a horrendously mediocre movie.
Here's the thing. It suffers the same way Atlantis the Lost Empire did. It could have been great if they stretched everything out.
The amazing movie that I love, Atlantis.
Yeah.
Lost Empire.
I love
great.
Atlantis.
Yeah, I wouldn't call Atlantis' pacing problems like that bad, really.
No,
Like,
Raya had way worse pacing problems than Atlantis.
The problem with Atlantis is that basically you're more interested maybe in the journey than the destination. Because the journey to
I will
Atlantis is
definitely give it that.
Well, I don't know. I think the journey to Atlantis is a more interesting part of that movie than when you actually get to Atlantis.
yes.
I also like the Stargate movie, which is in many ways the same thing.
Oh, sure, yeah, but I wouldn't say pacing is a problem with that movie. Not really.
Also, Atlantis far more interested in all the side characters than any of the main cast.
Yeah.
At any
That's true
point.
for so many properties, though.
They literally give you one of the most interesting and quirky groups of characters and then do fuck nothing with them.
In what?
In Atlantis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Raya's kind of the same way. Like, they're like, here, look at all these cool, like, side characters, and then they don't do fuck all for most of the movie.
No, they do. It was the point of the movie.
Yeah, they say stick with the main character for the movie.
Raya, they came out very, like, close together, didn't they? When did Raya come out? Or am I just, like, merging time together?
No, Raya came out at the same time as Luca.
Luca was way better, and it was so much less interesting, in my opinion.
Luca is so nice. Luca's like if Pixar made a Ghibli movie.
Yeah, Luca's just a chill movie. I liked it so much better than Raya.
Right. I mean, there's a lot of parallels, I think, between Luca and, like, Ponyo, because for obvious reasons, yeah.
Yes. Alrighty. With all that being said, I don't want to kick us off of the Disney venture, but we do have to head off into the land of Avatar.
Ponyo, 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 fishy in the sea.
Avatar.
I already threatened Dan and Laura. If you guys want, I could easily have something pop out of the ocean right now, and that session.
God. Oh god.
I'm defied to see, monster.
Trust me. We
I mean,
Dan and I know what that threat consisted of. We don't want that happening.
I mean, we could always go into the Serpent's Trench. We didn't this time, but, there's always later.
Yep. So, with that being said, who remembers what happened last time?
We visited the air temple and then went, nope.
Wait, weren't there pickle people or vegetable people or something?
Yes, that's part of what we went nope to.
Yeah, there was a demon that was making, spirit, that was making the chi in the air stagnant, and it had turned everybody into Miranda from Serenity, basically.
So fluffy that Laura almost died.
Yeah.
That's an excellent descriptor that I can't disagree with.
Yeah. But we did find oh god. This is for somebody who's late to the campaign would have trouble remembering.
Wei Jin.
Thank you. Yes.
Wei Jin, correct.
Thank you. But we found Wei Jin. We rescued him and brought him back with us. And then we ran away from the spirit and Fluffy though when they had been. And that's and the moon is back. Which kind of snuck up on us.
Well, it's back, but being weird.
It's sometimes back. And we have another week of travel on the ship, right?
You got another week. So if there's anything else you guys wish to do while on the ship, I will let you take care of that now, because when you disembark, you're going to have to deal with Ba Sing Se stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I vaguely recall that there were at least 2 things that Maria's people wanted to do.
Yes.
I remember Gira being very popular today.
Mm-hmm.
People had questions for me.
Alright, so with that, we will pick up with you guys on the ship. If you want, Boomy, Sagan, Thomas, and Caden can be around, as can Chishiki, or they can have gone off to other parts of the ship and done other things that help, people below deck or write smut, depending on which one they are. The ship is yours.
At some
Thanks,
point,
Dizzy. Now all I can think of is that it's Boomy who's writing the smut.
Boomy, if you didn't pick this up from last time, Boomy has beef with Chishiki, but that's a story for another time.
I'm highly entertained by this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because if no one else wants to do something before getting interrupted, I was going to go talk to the dragon about firebending.
You can do that first. Do you want to go over your list and the fact that, you are willing to ditch the let's escape prison current situation to chase after someone for murder? But
why don't you tackle that one first? I gotta want to hear where that goes.
Yeah, so Rizik is going to then approach Yara and be like, I think it would be a good idea to talk about what happened when we were escaping prison.
Which aspect of it? Because there's a fairly large amount that happened during that.
That's fair. The point where you were where you were going to chase one of the Fire Nation nobles with that was with the prince down to kill him rather than work on escaping?
Oh, no, that wasn't chasing one of the nobles who was the prince down. That was chasing the prince down.
Okay. My apologies, I forgot which person you were trying to murder at the moment.
And no, that was entirely a target of opportunity where, well, stopping all of this, even if it means decapitating the entirety of upper leadership, is probably the best thing that could happen right now.
That is logical in its own way, but I think we should talk about this a little bit more, and I also want to talk over who your current list is, because in all honesty, the way that you were discussing in the past, the killing and saving people as kind of a numbers game, it didn't only upset Hotaru.
Alright, well, main people on the list, Firelord and Prince Azulon, are absolutely on top of it. I have the names of the commanders who went to the air temples and did all of that, along with the commanders who did similar to the Southern Water Tribe. Beyond that, likely, though I don't currently know the person, whoever is currently in head of research and development. And to a lesser extent, a few people who were at the same rank as I who encouraged the worst excesses of conquest. If you want a full list of names here, just handing Rizik a scroll.
I'm a little bit concerned the fact that you had this written in advance.
Oh, like, if he looks at it, it's in case I am unable to, like, this is not it is written down, this is, if he looks at it, it is yes, in case I die, these are the people and names along with the list of horrific crimes they have committed that should get out to others.
Okay, that's a little bit better, but still pretty damn morbid. I wish I could say I'm surprised by the fact that you have this on you, but no, that this is not at all surprising.
As a quick sidebar, do you actually want those names again?
Sure.
No, I have them. I will just send them over.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to make sure you remembered that I had pinned those.
Is this mostly military officers, or does it also include the people from experimental weapons? Does it include Hotaru's dad?
Okay, so those two are also military officers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Why was I thinking of them as not ones?
The list, as far as you can tell, does not contain any non-military targets.
And pretty much everyone on the list is sufficiently high-ranking that they definitely knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you give me the player-to-player chat, I will send it straight over to Rizik.
I'll just copy it over to Rizik.
That's fine. Okay, that's at least reassuring that none of these are going to be idiots like me or Hotaru.
Do you want these to also have the reasonings behind them, Nick? What they did?
Absolutely, because he has the letter now.
There you go.
I mean, Rizik would even note, I actually was wondering whether or not Hotaru's brother deserved to be on there, and I've determined, no, he doesn't. He does not know what's going on, and he is incredibly confused.
Yeah. It is a depressing fact of the Fire Nation that so few people involved actually understand what we're doing. You can be surprisingly close to the battlefield and not actually know who you're killing.
You could be on the battlefield and not even know. But regardless, while morbid, I feel it important to acknowledge that we're doing dangerous things and there's quite a few people who want me dead.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious, and I think several of us are going to probably be added to the list of people the Fire Nation wants dead.
And several of us are absolutely already on it. If they didn't know about Han, he certainly is going to be on it at this point. Assuming they do.
I probably burnt my, hey, we're going to try to recruit you back instead of kill you opportunity. Not that I have any regrets about that.
Just a nod. Yes, it's a question how long Kakan's going to avoid that. Hotaru at least seems to still be in they want to capture her, and indeed, they want to capture me, but I'm assuming that's for humiliation followed by rather quick execution.
Either execution or to be a power source.
One of the two.
What they are doing with people and the reason that they were and the potential reason for why they were taking so many prisoners, especially Bender prisoners like that, is the implications are a little terrifying. I'll agree that you're correct on all the people here need to die. Probably need to die, but I don't think the fact that when we were trying to leave, you'd be running after them instead, I think is a bit concerning. If you die chasing after one of these people, that's going to hurt a lot of other people as well, and it's going to limit what we can do after.
That is something I had to think about, but Rizik, I honestly didn't expect to make it back out of Potai alive.
Yeah, and that's concerning for a different set of reasons.
The reason for this is that I was to be our distraction, so that everyone else could escape.
I'd really prefer you make plans that include everyone having an escape vector.
At the time, the best way to find you was to cause enough of a mess that you'd realize we were there. And the best way to get a large number of heavily injured civilians out was for there to be such a calamity that all hands on deck needed to be called. I fully intended to dive from the edge of the fortress and see if I could firebend my way down out of a fall without dying, but there are risks whenever we have fights like this, and of our group, I'm both the one best equipped and the one most appropriate to take those risks.
I'm not going to argue that further or argue anyone on this list of names, but I want, before we go after any of these people, before we execute any of them, that we discuss it as a group. Like, no running off. No running off. I think except for Nara, who's too young for this type of conversation.
Hello.
Is that actually Nara popping in there?
Maybe.
That's up to Kenzie.
It would be very, very Nara if she was.
It's perfectly fine for Nara to show up.
And yes.
Oh,
I heard my name and I was summoned and I just pop my head in and go, hello!
I'm just going.
What's up? What you doing?
Nothing. I'll hand the list back to Yara and say, we should discuss this with everyone at some point. We also probably should talk about what you want to do about that wedding invite.
Wedding? We're going to a wedding?
Oh, no, we're not going to a wedding. We're crashing a wedding.
What's the difference?
Well, in one case, people are happy to see you, and in the other case, you get to have fun.
People are happy to see you at weddings?
Can it technically be crushing a wedding if you have an invite?
Oh, well, I won't be wearing what they asked me to. I'll be
Also,
wearing
the
something
rest of
much...
us won't have invites.
Are you going in your birthday suit?
No.
What is a birthday suit?
You should ask Khan about that.
Okay.
You.
Look,
Yara
just
takes a
tell her
moment of
that
like, yeah,
Han,
you should ask your father about that.
Han,
Yeah.
all you need to tell her is that it's what Memoir is wearing.
Got it.
Oh boy.
How do people wear that?
With great skill and flexibility.
The following night, Nara's trying to skin Minghua.
Just shape her. She's a goat. Meanwhile, a goat gorilla. There theoretically you can like shave a goat for like wool-esque.
There is
Not
goat wool.
Yeah, I assume it is not as good as sheep for various reasons, since that's the animal more commonly used for wool. But like theoretically, since goat gorilla like could shave Meanwhile for wool.
Yeah. This is a tangent.
We've broken off from this conversation.
This is a tangent. I'm gonna move on. Who else would like
to finish up the statement? There is a final statement of. We can talk about everyone on this, Rizik, but for things like this, my best guess is that it's not going to be something planned. It's going to be targets of opportunity. And also, I would suspect that of our group, Kakan and I are probably the only two who deeply understand what it means to do something like that, and that it would in fact make everyone else incredibly uncomfortable.
I understand that, but going to put hands over Nara's ears, I worry that you're a little.
Loudly.
I worry that you're a little too comfortable killing.
No, I'm far too comfortable killing people, but that's a sacrifice that was made a decade ago, and not exactly something that can be taken back.
That doesn't mean you should keep doing it, though.
It means that it should only be done with an actual good purpose in mind. Or like many other things, it is a tool to be utilized at the right time.
And since you've gotten a lot more comfortable with it, and have, I think, worried a few people about this, I think you should check with others before you utilize that tool.
What kind of tool are we getting? Are we getting a hammer?
I'll pull out an Allen wrench and hand it to Nara.
Sweet! I'm gonna go dismantle something.
It's the wrong size for anything on this boat.
You underestimate my ingenuity.
That is entirely appropriate, and she's just going to hand the list back. Feel free to talk to any of the others about any of the people on here, and if you think they don't deserve to be.
I'll talk to them. I think I agree with you on every one of this list. I would prefer to bring them to proper authorities, but I realize that is not going to be an option usually.
No, it isn't, and in a just world, but pretty much everyone from Fire Nation High Command will be executed for what we've done. But we don't live in a just world.
Sadly, we do not. We'll have to see what we can do to make it better, though.
Well, it's time for probably to jump to someone else.
Yeah.
Alright, so who would like to go next?
After that sobering discussion.
I tried to make some levity in it.
Yep.
So Nara's running around with a metric-style Allen wrench, but for some reason the Fire Nation only uses standard sizes.
Damn it, I need to make this work.
Opposite way.
I told them I
feel like
would
this should be the opposite, that the Fire Nation should be on metric and everyone else is standard, because metric is the actual correct way to do things.
I think the Fire Nation are so advanced they want to use their own thing.
Fair point.
Depends on how you look at it in this sense. In any case, who wants to go? We've got Hotaru, Han, Nara, Kakan, or Minghua.
Yeah, Kakan will do something.
Mm-hmm.
I think I mentioned last time that maybe helping to train Hotaru bending, but maybe not.
Okay.
I'm looking for a firebender. I was going to go to Yira, but if you want to intercept me, I definitely could do that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yep. Nope. As Hotaru was wandering a corner, Kakan, you kind of just emerge from a doorway, just kind of blocking the path or whatnot, and you're in the way.
Yeah, just Iron Giant. Hey, sport. Yeah.
Just another, oh wait, look at those abs moment.
Yeah. No.
But hi, Kakan. Sorry, I was looking for Yira. Have you seen her?
I have not. No. Are you looking for a teacher?
I look up. How did
you mentioned previously that you wish to get a better handle on your abilities?
Yeah.
I'm no stranger to learning rather new abilities rather quickly.
Well, I've been training with Boomy, Master Boomy, but I don't think he can teach me anything else I need to right now. Because based on what we talked about, I think I need a firebender teacher.
I was trained by some of the finest in the experimental division. Granted, it was a rather fast series of lessons, but the results speak for themselves.
I mean, that's true. You're very skilled in what you do, but does it count as firebending in terms of, the mentality of it?
No, but seeing as your own style is an unconventional one, perhaps that might be a better fit for you.
I think for a sec, I'm like, that's not. I guess that could work. All right, I'm open to suggestions. Well, I guess I can tell you what my issue is. From what Master Boomy says, I know the earthbending part, but I think because of where I come from, my lava bending is almost as much firebending as it is earthbending. And I think I'm scared of it to some degree. And because of that, and because I'm not a firebender and I never was trained to be one, I don't really know how to control something that dangerous. I don't know what firebenders go through. They arguably have the most dangerous element. How do they get trained? What are they thinking when they bend? How do they avoid hurting themselves or other people? Well, I mean, accidentally at least.
Fire heat is something I am very familiar with. It is very difficult to control. Especially difficult to utilize it without harming those you care about. From what I was told, it is walking a fine line between discipline and passion. Using the heat of your passions in order to create your firebending, but not allowing it to become so rampant that it consumes others. In that way, it is about using focus. Many firebenders use... That also depends on your mindset and when you are using it. For many firebenders these days, that catalyst is anger. Using rage or contempt or indignation on your energies and focusing them towards your target. Perhaps one of those may suit you better.
I'd think for a minute. Rage is how I've always used lava bending up until now. That just seems so dangerous. I feel like I can't control myself when I'm that angry, and that's what scares me.
Then perhaps another tactic is called for. Think of why you fight. Think of it as what you are fighting for. Think about what it means to you that you are willing to use your fire to burn others. And what that means to you.
It's a tough question. I'll be honest, Kakan, fighting was never something I started off doing. The first real fighting I ever did was after I was saved by Rizik and Yira. I never used my earthbending before I could lava bend for anything other than my art and just the joy of doing it. Fighting's something I've had to learn to do to survive.
You say that you found joy in your bending.
In my earthbending, yeah. I can create beautiful things with it.
Perhaps you should try and find out what beauty you can create with fire.
True, but how do I prevent it from hurting other things? How do I tap into that without letting it go out of control?
As I said, it is a fine line to walk. Rage may not be the method that works best for you. Something that allows you to keep your focus may prove more useful.
Does your bending work like that? At least in terms of how you think about it when you do it?
My bending requires a great deal of focus, but perhaps in a very different way than your standard firebender. As I said, the instructions given to me in terms of firebending, utilizing rage and anger. But as I used my abilities more, I found that mattered less for me. Focus is what mattered more. Discipline. In that way, perhaps it's more similar to earthbending than firebending. But it is more about feeling the unseen and moving it.
I don't think that works quite the same way for earthbending or firebending, but the focus I can respect. Something I'm passionate about, huh?
Yes. Think about your passions. What gives you, not necessarily anger, but perhaps joy, excitement, even your goals, your determinations.
Can you can you help me find a place to practice? I would like to try this, but this could get dangerous. Can you?
The deck of the ship is usual sparring practice for Fire Nation Navy.
Right, but Fire Nation don't make a lump of rock turn into a pile of lava that could melt through the ship untapped. Can you be on standby in case things go wrong and I need to lava cooled down in a hurry?
Certainly.
Okay, let's go try this. And yeah, I'm willing to go and kind of start practicing this with Kakan helping out.
Okay, Kakan, could you roll me self-discipline and nuclear, please?
Sure. That probably helps if I log in to Roll20.
I will totally walk in on this halfway through, but as my next scene.
Oh, good. Let's see. You have to declare boost beforehand, right?
If you're going to apply one, yes.
Yeah. I'll use a +1 for this.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't want to be given bad advice. And we're in green or yellow?
You're in green right now.
Okay. Well,
6.
Okay, sure.
Unless, do you have an ability that can modify?
Let's see. Can I use Principle of the Everyman to help with this?
Unfortunately, so a boost is its own 3 die thing.
Then.
Principles are only for overcomes.
Gotcha. Okay, then, yeah, no, I'll just use the +1. So 6.
Okay, so 6 it is. 6 generates a +2 bonus for you, Hotaru, while practicing with this.
Not bad. Okay, so, yeah, I guess I'm rolling an overcome against myself.
I think you are. What are you focusing on right now?
I'm trying to think, because he said things I'm passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would try... I'm trying to think if it's dramatic, if I'm trying to actually succeed, or if, I shouldn't succeed this first time.
That's up to you.
Everyone starts somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll find out with the dice. Say.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm just hoping we don't end up in a front fell off situation.
I'm here for damage control. I'm willing to use a collection on this.
I'm gonna think about all of the history that my mother taught me, and all of the culture I learned of both the Earth Nation and the Fire Nation. How beautiful and cool I thought all that was, and still think it is.
Okay. Okay.
I don't. Let's see, because this would be lava bending. I don't actually feel it's appropriate to use Principle of Great Power, even though I could.
Okay.
I think I would use Child of Two Nations and a green dice.
Yep, let's see what you get.
With the +2, that's a 9. Yeah.
A 9. So, Hotaru, as you grab your lump of rock that you had recently piled onto the ship with, following Kakan's advice, focusing on those histories, the passions, not only just from your earthbending side that your mom taught you, but again, she was very determined to also teach you the joys of the arts of the Fire Nation. And in so doing, you close your eyes and you can kind of remember the art and how, the art of Earth Nation was very stable, statues, but the art of the Fire Nation was almost fleeting. Think like what you would expect monks, where they, scrape up all the sand, make beautiful images, and then it immediately gets dashed, scattered to the ground by the winds. That's what the beauty of art is within the Fire Nation. It's short bursts that generate life, warmth, and a closeness, and then just as quickly as, it erupts, dangerous but beautiful, it then becomes contained and draws back. And as you focus on that, you open your eyes and your lava bending is doing things that you've never quite seen it do before. you're in control, and as you realize that, there's just like this joy, and then I'm going to say, as you're doing it, there might be like this slight apprehension, and that is where you're inevitably going to falter, and Kakan is going to need to step in. But you had full control over your lava bending during that intermediate time when you held that bliss in your mind's eye.
And I just kind of like gasp as I assume Kakan like cools it down, and I'm just like, did I do that?
You did do that. Quite impressive for a first time.
Yeah, I don't know. I just focused on something I loved, and it worked. And then let's make this really interesting. Can I arrange a little? Can I actually take Dan and Nick into a private channel to talk for a minute? Or sorry, Ziggy and Nick to talk for a minute.
Oh boy.
Sure.
Okay.
Is everybody else okay with that, or do we want to put that on pause and go do everybody else?
This will be real fast. I just want to talk about something real quick with them, and we'll be right back.
Sure. Hold on 1 second.
Can we drop into ticket?
Hello.
Hello.
Now I'm there. Okay, real quick. I had an amazing idea for a scene that I think would be really interesting and dramatic. Whenever we go again, I'd like to try again, and then deliberately fail because I see Yer is watching me.
Yeah, all right. Sure.
What do you think, Nick?
Could be fun.
As kind of a you're doing like kind of feeling judged, and like I feel like Yer has slightly different mentality to all this.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. And then I can try and explain the abundance of different mentalities Yer uses for firebending.
Well, that would be interesting to try it and just mess up because you're the one telling it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are you guys kind of down with this as some interesting character stuff?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, that's all, Izzy.
Okay, everybody, you can bring yourselves back to general.
Okay.
Okay. Who would like to go next?
So I think it has to be Nora and Mingwa after that talk.
Well, there's also Han still.
There's also...
Han might be able to show up in time to, not fix things.
Stop us.
Prevent them from breaking.
Okay, so...
Oh boy.
So...
Is the ship dying?
Nara,
Well, so I showed Mingwa this neat little tool that Rizik gave me, and I'm like, oh, I have to, learn how to fix stuff, so we have to break stuff. So can you help me learn how to fix stuff by breaking it?
This sounds like a great idea. Absolutely.
It's perfect logic.
Oh boy.
So, Mingwa, what was your suggestion that we should try to fix?
The ballast?
Let's do it!
No.
Yeah, anyone who knows things about ships is currently going, oh fuck.
I barely know things about ships, and fuck.
It's what keeps
I'm going to be doing so much spot fixing the next turn, aren't I?
Well, the thing is, the engines are going to be closely monitored. The ballast, not necessarily.
Yeah, because who in their right mind would fuck with that?
You two!
Yeah!
Exactly, but we'll just that area looks
Objection. Who in their right mind? Do either of them have a right mind?
Hey, I'm a
Excuse
nanny.
you.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, so Mingwa, make me a check to break it.
Yeah, I would absolutely... I'd be using the wrench to try and break it, but...
Oh boy, okay.
I mean, we could... If I succeed with a minor twist, then I could also break the wrench.
I know.
Ooh.
I know. Please roll. Are you...
Acrobatics, because I'm doing contortions to get this stuff to break, and I'm calling Principle of the Indestructible, because it's going to break before I will.
Yep. An 8.
Yep.
Success.
What are we breaking today? The ballast!
Hold on a second. I want to actually read this real quick.
Oh.
Is he reading how ballasts work?
Mm-hmm.
Because basically what we're doing is we're breaking the tank that the ship sort of takes or loses extra water from in order to maintain what level it's floating at.
Yep. Okay. That's exactly what I thought it was, and yep.
Yep.
Okay, so
Why did you leave us alone?
So, you guys have no idea where Nara and Ming-Hua went. The two of you find yourselves literally in the bowels of the ship, below the lowest deck, below engineering. And you guys are in an area and you're like, oh, there's some machinery in here that you don't know what it is. This is the perfect place for us to practice fixing things. And as you waddle your...
The other engineers are around, that must mean it's not important.
Exactly. Yeah, there's no other engineers on this ship. Like, that are here, at least. Rizik is probably out taking care of other things. So yeah, so you guys are waddling through, I'm gonna say, like, Ming-Hua, ankle-deep water, Nara probably up to your calves, and you walk over to this device. It looks like a, old-style pump that's just kind of on a track that's running itself, and you're just gonna slam into this thing. And it breaks. It breaks before you do. And because you succeeded completely, you don't break the wrench. You just literally cracked the thing in half.
So this means we can try to fix other things.
So as soon as you do so, Ming-Hua, water begins squirting out of the ballast pump.
Do I know how to swim?
You were born on an island, but I know, because of my fiancé, that means absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the chamber you guys are in is presently filling with water.
Uh-oh.
I just park Nora on my shoulder so she can start working on fixing the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's start fixing this.
So to be clear, the thing you broke is on the floor because it has to pump out, which means Nora has to be held underwater to fix it. Because that's how ballasts work.
Okay, I forgot that slight detail.
So here, fix it. Breath. Holds child underwater.
Good job breaking it, Hero.
Yes, what? Oh my god! Ming-Hua's waterboarding me! What shit?
So much damage done.
Plan is excellent. I love this plan. This is the best fucking
Alright,
plan
Nora, roll me a fix check, please.
Okay, let's see what I have for that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go intuition, creativity, and green, I assume, right?
Yeah, you're green.
I feel like fixing anything with creativity is a bad idea.
5.
A 5?
That's not terrible, right?
You're being held underwater. I was giving you an external penalty I wasn't telling you about.
Oh, that's probably not so good.
It's probably not so good. So here's what's going to be happening. You start fixing this thing, and fixing this thing, and fixing this thing, and you're like, if I just do this... Are you trying to fix it, or you're trying to stop the water from coming in? Tell me that.
I think the water is probably freaking me out more than anything, so I'm gonna go with stopping the water first.
Okay. Very simply put, Nara, you're doing the thing with the wrench, you're like, oh crap, smack, smack, smack. You tear the thing off, you flip it over, and then you stick the top part of the pump into the base of the pumps, and it acts as a stopper.
Hey.
The water is no longer coming in the ballast. Ming-Hua, the water is currently up to your chin whiskers.
Okay, Nora's hauled up onto the shoulders, and we're gonna go find someone else who can teach Nora to fix it.
Maybe we should find Rizik.
I nod decisively.
Let's find Rizik!
Hi, we're problems.
I love how practicing lava bending did less damage than a child with a wrench.
I believe my
gave me a
quote is
wrench.
entirely accurate.
I mean, this should be surprising, but it's sadly not.
It really isn't.
Since
Just the thing of
since you're the only one who hasn't gone yet, Dan, is there something specific you want to do, or do you want to walk in on one of these other scenes?
The ship.
I'm not even sure which one I want to walk on. I kind of just want to walk in on the shit show because I can't really think of anything else to do.
Yeah, no, you see Nara and Mingwa like popping out of a trapdoor below deck, sopping wet.
Yeah, Mingwa probably has lost a good chunk of his bulk because the fur is just, plastered.
Do I even want to know?
I'm learning how to fix stuff. Uncle Rizzik gave me a wrench.
Yeah, I'm gonna sign Uncle Rizzik, may need to help.
Fine, I will go get Rizzik.
Thank you.
And at the very least, Mingwa will see that Han is clearly very not happy that Nara was given a wrench.
Also, I do the wet dog shake and you're not drenched.
I mean, you can always take a crack at trying to fix it, Han.
Yeah, because
I think he wants to know what we've
I
done.
could totally roll business to fucking fix this.
You can
Airbending. You can airbend all the water out.
Hey Han, roll business to make this not your business.
Yeah, you want to fail that roll.
I think I'm just gonna go make this Rizzik's problem.
Okay. So, yeah. You wander upstairs, and I guess I'll advance the scene tracker, and we will just continue with that scene. Han, you are meandering your way upstairs until you find Rizzik, who I'm going to say is probably, talking with Thomas, and, doing some, rudimentary metal bending in his hand.
Okay. So, why did you give Nara a wrench?
Because was having a conversation with Yara where things like killing someone was brought up as a tool, and she showed up at that time asking for, what's the tool? Can I have a tool? And it seemed like the better thing than explaining the conversation we were having.
Well, hopefully she doesn't kill us all, because something is leaking, and I'm not sure how much water we're taking on, but she and Ningwa came up sopping wet, so I assume that has something to do with it.
Thomas, stay here. Show me where this is.
Instant panic.
I will lead Rizzik back down to the problem.
Does Thomas stay behind, or does he follow?
Thomas will just look at you and say, "Okay, I'll wait right here. If you need me, let me know."
We didn't have enough, we didn't get enough hero points last session for me to have bought Thomas as an ally this one.
I mean,
therefore, stay away from things that might end up exploding.
Fair.
Are we still outside the door waiting for Rizzik?
I'm gonna say, yeah, you two are there, so it's the four of you dealing with this. So,
oh, good. So, okay, so I envision Rizzik and Dan coming up the staircase, and I go, "Hi, Uncle Rizzik. I'm learning how to fix stuff. That wrench you gave me is really cool."
I regret so many things already.
And that's probably about when I
should
drop
have learned with the train. I can't give. I can't leave you with no supervision. I needed to find another adult to hand you off to.
You gave me to Mingwa. I found my nanny.
Yeah, that's probably about when I drop a towel onto Nora's head and start scrubbing to dry her off.
I start wiggling like crazy.
I expected better from you, meanwhile.
I just shrug and sign. I got curious.
So, I'm going to ask Han basically, or actually I'll just ask this. Han, you wouldn't happen to be able to help keep me breathing or with a steady supply of air as we work on this, or maybe move some of the water out of the way?
Oh, I can try.
What I'm going with for this is Han gives a boost action, I repair the ship.
I try to give Rizzik back the wrench and be like, "It was really helpful, here you go."
Okay,
Thanks.
We're still in green, right?
You're still in green. So before we even get to that point, Minghua and Nara are standing outside the door to engineering. You guys go in there, the two of them are sopping wet, and then you pretty much have to open up like a trapdoor with one of those, lock valves, like submarine style, that's on the floor to get to where the two of them were. You open that up, and just a cartoon geyser full straight in your face.
Yeah,
because this is pressurized.
This is going to be metal bending is being used as part of the fixing.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought I fixed that leak.
I'm watching a video on what happens to ships when the ballasts break right now.
I should be think that I would try to drown everybody.
Sure have air.
I feel like I should be sorry, but I'm really just not. It's been too long since I was Delibird. I needed to act out.
So we just have like super serious character development stuff over here, and then the Nara Minghua like fuck it all up adventure.
Yeah.
How long did we have before we get to Bossing Say again?
You had 1 week. I think
it's about to get a lot longer.
Yeah.
I'm going to fix what I can.
We're definitely getting kicked off this ship.
If we wind up on Gilligan's Island, I know what I'm suggesting.
Nara legitimately might have killed a bunch of sick people with a wrench.
Yep.
What?
Oh no, you're right.
You only had so much food and medicine. You were all on track for making it there safely. And now...
I didn't think about that.
I mean, is was saying before session that he didn't bother to prepare us meeting Franco because we'd get distracted by stupid stuff, and we're stupid stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, the next few days may be entirely Rizik was planning to have conversations upstairs above deck, and instead going to spend the next few days just constantly repairing and making changes to the ship to get there faster.
Nara spends the rest of the trip duct taped to the ceiling.
Right.
So here's the thing. Han's airbending is not actually enough to stop this jetting of water to get.
Don't you dare kill my uncle!
Airbending to make sure I have air.
Can I use my nuclear bending to turn it to ice to sort of plug the leak?
Aren't we like doing stuff upstairs though?
Yeah, that's true. We don't know this is happening.
You don't know this is. Yeah. You don't know this is happening.
I think send Nara to get as many other people below deck to help.
I can definitely do this. Though.
Okay, who are you going and getting, Nara?
Where is everybody in the ship? Do I know where people are? I guess
there are the people who can walk are like either in hallways or most likely up on deck, making sure the ship is going in the correct direction. That's where there's the parties. There are some people who are more sickly, who are below deck in their bunks.
Got it.
I mean, yeah, like, there's people all over the ship.
Like
it's who are you looking
Nick's
for?
Character.
Yira. You want to bring the firebender to deal with this. Good plan.
Yeah, they'll heat up the metal, and then the metal's easier to work with.
I mean, Minghua's going to try and find Boomy, so...
Okay, you can...
Yeah, if you bring Yira down, there's just going to be one very fast question that gets asked. As soon as he arrives.
Mm-hmm.
Rizik, why are you using a wrench and not your bending?
I would be using my bending at this point. Like, as soon as that geyser of water, it's the thing of like, okay, this is a metal bending has to be the solution to the problem.
Yeah.
See, you're getting to practice your metal bending.
You just need to get to the problem, which is going to be like 10 feet below you, and you have to get through water pressure to get to it.
That's why I wanted Han for air supply.
Yeah.
We also potentially can grab the... Yeah, whatever other people can do to mitigate.
So I'm gonna find Nick first.
Mm-hmm.
And so I run up to Nick and I go, "Hey, remember when Uncle Rizik gave me that wrench?"
Who's dead?
I don't think anybody. But I wanted to practice fixing stuff. So me and Minghua went down to the basement and we were testing stuff. And so then I found a thing to test it out on. And now there's a lot of water downstairs. So can you go help, please?
The answer is all of us. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna go find other people. Bye! Hey, Uncle Rizik wants more help.
Mm-hmm. Can I go just get Hama?
That is that is one of the correct solutions. Yes.
There you go. I was wondering when someone would think about that.
You guys have 2 waterbenders on this ship.
If you that exclamation mark was not there. That is not at all how Nick said that.
There's a reason my version used the period.
Yeah, yours is way more correct.
You know, it's not really a question.
Okay, fine.
It's a pander.
Okay, yes, you could trivially go and find Hama.
I'm gonna go find the people that I know better. So I'm gonna go find my older sister Hotaru.
Yep, just Hama. Hama, the ship's currently sinking, and we need a waterbender to make sure that we can make repairs.
The ship's sinking? I thought firebenders prided themselves on their technology. Why is it taking on water?
That's an excellent question. I didn't ask because I didn't want a headache, but I'm going to assume Nara killed us all. Through some fit of, I thought it was a good idea at the time.
She's just going to rubber tap. This never would have happened if we had just, an easy-to-use catamaran. She's just going to, turn and follow you wherever you lead her.
You're going to mumble other things under her breath at this.
What are the other things?
Mostly, this never would have happened if we had either proper babysitters or put the dangerous orphan who keeps killing people into a city with proper babysitters.
You got the highest body count here. I'm not sure.
What? How do I have the highest
on screen? Yeah, on screen or off screen is the question.
What does that mean, off screen? Who the fuck have I murdered off screen?
No, it's moreover that some of us have really high body counts for before game / off screen. Yer has a really huge one. Rizik, if you count indirect for how many weapons he made the Fire Nation, would have a pretty large one.
Actually have the highest if you count that, but
yeah, it's the thing of the thing of how with the noble on had invented dynamite for mining and demolition, finds it is used for war, so it causes so much death that they have to invent the Nobel Peace Prize, so their obituary isn't Merchant of Death has finally died.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
That is true. The guy who created dynamite it made the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, I knew that.
So, after you say that, Yira, Hama's just be like, if kids are way too much trouble and actually, a detriment to the village, we normally just leave them out on the ice floats. I'm saying it might be a little bit too far north, but we could do that.
You should probably talk to her father about that.
Is he
we just embrace this idea?
Is he actually her father, though?
Adopted counts.
I mean, usually it's either blood relatives or it's the will of the tribe, one of the two. If she's a ward of the tribe, ice floats all the way.
Izzy's done with my shit, apparently.
Just remember, last time you were the character we should have left to die.
Guys, this is one NPC. There are 50 other others, both that have a completely opposite opinion.
Yeah, this is, I'm pretty sure the NPC with the least
lowest compassion score.
This is the second lowest compassion score you have. Don't forget, this is the woman who in canon turned into the Bloodbender.
Yep.
Oh no, there's a reason why she was the first one to go to, mostly because you're trusted her to be a professional, and also yes, she's someone else who is going to notice the absurdity of this situation and snark about it.
Yeah, no, I mean, believe me, I completely understand this. I'm the last waterbender from the southern tribe, so she's just gonna crack her neck and walk over and just push her hand downward after doing a couple of flowing motions, and just all the water is just going to evacuate from the ballast. Rizik, you've got minutes to work because having a completely empty chamber is just as bad as having a full chamber.
Yep. Anyone want to boost me by explaining some bending stuff to me?
Sure, I will boost you by doing that and also using firebending to help weld things where it's needed.
Do I get to Hotaru before this happens?
Yes.
Because I definitely want to explain this to Hotaru and see them freak out and run towards the problem.
Sure. I will say, as this is... I'm going to resolve the roll, but I will say, retroactively, you get to Hotaru first.
Sweet. I'm definitely going to run up to Hotaru and be like, hey, Hotaru! I was trying to learn how to fix things, and, the ship might be sinking.
I just drop what I'm doing. I'm like, sorry, what?
Yeah, so I went to the basement because there wasn't a lot of people around. And since there weren't people around, I figured it was okay to try to learn how to fix things. And so I used the wrench that Uncle Rizek gave me to try to fix things. And then all of a sudden there was water everywhere.
Kakan is just gonna go towards the engine room.
I mean, Nara, did you think that maybe letting the water in would be a bad idea?
Well, I tried to fix it, and then I couldn't, so now I'm getting help.
Yeah.
That's what I was told to do.
Nara, you can't just do things like that if it puts people in danger.
I wasn't trying to put people in danger.
I know, but listen, speaking from experience, your actions have consequences, even if you didn't mean for them to.
Well, that's why I'm trying to fix it, by getting help.
Which is good, but you gotta think, Nara.
But that's why I wanted to learn how to use it so I could fix things.
But you said you... Did you just say you broke it, Kenzie? I lost track in the thread of the conversation.
I honestly don't remember.
I don't either.
I'm going to say you guys can assume Nara was both the cause of this and other things.
But Nara, like, fixing a problem you start isn't good either. It's good to fix it, but you can't just start a problem to fix it. That's selfish, Nara.
But then how do you learn otherwise?
You get someone to help teach you in a safe place.
That's why I had Ming-Hua with me.
I mental calculus for a minute, and I'm like, Ming-Hua... I love Ming-Hua dearly, but Ming-Hua is a goat gorilla. That means Ming-Hua doesn't always understand things maybe as much as people do. At least about certain technology things.
Then how come everybody wants them to watch me all the time?
What'd you say, Kenzie? I missed that. Sorry.
How come everybody wants them to watch me all the time?
Well, probably because they're being a little more irresponsible than they should be as adults.
Way to throw me under the bus.
I'm throwing you all under the bus for this. Here. Why don't are they fixing? Is someone fixing this right now?
I think so.
Okay. Why don't you come with me? You want to be able to help and fix things? Let me show you something that my mother taught me. It's not complicated, but it involves just some basic understanding of the way earth and dirt works. I'll show you how to patch. I'll show you how to patch basic holes in things.
Hey.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. And we'll do it in a safe place, okay?
So not on the ship.
Well, we're still on the ship, but here. And I earthbend like a little contraption together and like make a little break in it. And I'm like, let me show you. And I start showing Nara how like you can use like just some basic equipment around to like patch a hole like this.
Oh.
Kid, we're good at playing in mud like this, Kid, but what you need to do is you just need to add a little bit more spit to that one hole right there.
Which one?
One in the middle.
Got it.
Nara just starts hawking a loogie on your dirt.
I just am like, Okay.
Ozzy told me to do it.
I
I figure he's old enough that he would know how to fix things.
I don't know if Bazu knows what he's talking about here.
Are you sure? He's been around the block.
I've been around a lot longer than this kid has. I am insulted. I know exactly what I'm doing. Just spit on it, you wiggle your fingers, and it magically heals up. No problem.
Magic? I don't have magic.
Do you say this out loud, by the way?
I definitely say the magic. I don't have magic out loud.
Like, it sounds to me like Bazu relies a little bit on things that most people don't have.
Don't you have magic, though? You can move dirt.
Bending's not magic. It's an art. It's a talent. But, again, not everyone can do that. You can't do that, right?
No.
So how would Bazu expect you to be able to do magic any other way, unless he's making your spit magical?
You can't do magic, and that's why Dad hates you.
I almost said that. I don't think he is. Azu, can you make my spit magic?
I'm making all of you magic all the time, kid.
Oh, he says he's making me magic all the time.
I glance. Is the spit curing the crack?
No, absolutely not.
Like, well, maybe, but he's not making your spit magical here. I point at the thing.
Oh. Maybe it just takes a little while.
Maybe there's something wrong.
Bazu's really old.
Yeah, there might be something wrong with the dirt, too.
Could there be something wrong with the dirt?
Probably not. Listen, there are ways to do things that don't always involve magic. You may not always have Bazu with you.
True.
And if you don't, you need to be able to do things on your own. Bending, magic, they're solutions, but they're not the only ones. My mom used to tell me that.
Your mom sounds like a smart lady.
Was. Yeah,
Oh.
she died a long time ago.
I'm sorry.
It's alright.
I think my mom died too.
Yeah, you never talk about your parents very much, Nara. You remember anything about them?
Dad sold cabbages.
Right, I forgot about that.
I think my mom passed away when I was little. Dad didn't really talk about it all that much.
Think of it. Is this make Nara a Cabbage Patch Kid?
Yes.
God damn it.
Hell yeah!
Thanks for that idea, Dan. Well. What did, how come, so what happened to your dad exactly, Nara?
I don't know. I think he's still in that city.
What city?
What city did we start in?
Oh, on
Whaletail.
Whaletail Island West.
I'm like, wait, hold on a second. You actually had a father there?
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're kidnappers.
I said that the first session or second session.
I know.
Information that session.
To be fair,
Keep
I
that
kind of
secret.
assumed that he was dead and Nara was delusional.
No, he was very
I mean,
much
he's
alive.
probably dead now. Like, didn't the Fire Nation attack Whaletail Island?
Yes. You did
Yeah,
get a report that it's like a smoldered pile of ashes now.
I mean, he's most likely dead. I don't know that, but I mean, when I left him, he was very much alive.
Yeah.
Wait, Nara, if your dad was there, why did you come with us?
I was exploring the ship, and then the ship left.
Don't you miss your dad?
Of course I do, but I have Bazu, and I have you guys, and I have Han.
But I'm just like reeling from this in character.
Your dad is kind of an eggplant, kid.
I'll Also, I mean, the cabbage, it just smelled all the time, and I just really wanted to do something different than cabbages all the time.
Yeah. But no, he was your father.
Yeah, and I'll get to see him again soon.
I think back to what I know.
What?
Nothing. Yeah, I'm sure you will. Why don't we keep working on this, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so back down below the ship,
Watch you miss some stuff. I'm trying to drown everybody in the ship, apparently, on accident.
Something broken ballast, something.
To be fair, I can take a large part of the blame for that since I'm the one who suggested messing with the ballast.
That's true. There were two people in that in the fucking engine room for this.
I'm still just reeling from the revelation you just mentioned.
Hey, I clearly have the best possible idea about this that I put in character.
well,
In boat terms, as long as you keep things from coming to a head, you'll be fine.
Yes! I'm definitely on board for this. I want Han to marry my dead cabbage man father.
Alright, so back below deck, Rizik, it is trivial for you to seal the hole in the ship, and I would like an inventions roll to see if you can actually get the ballast back and functioning. Because Nara effectively not only snapped it in half, but then jammed one end of it into the other. So you don't have all the parts you might necessarily need. Sure.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think you're good too. Yeah, it takes you like 10-15 minutes, but you get it back in complete working order. I'm also going to go as far to say, as you leave that room, you probably seal the door behind you.
Yeah, this is a metal bent lock now.
Yeah.
This is a door openable by a metal bender. Or brute force.
Yeah. So it's a goat gorilla door.
Man.
On all this.
Man, things are way more hectic when you're working in the field.
We're making you learn so much new stuff.
Yeah, learning on the fly is good for you. It teaches you new skills.
I'm not sure I've learned any particular new skills as much as I've gotten better at doing them very quickly.
That's also a good skill to have sometimes.
At the end of that, years ago, Rizik, are things stable here? I'm gonna go get some sun and a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, everything should be stable now.
Okay.
Everything's back in working order.
Okay. I'm going to say that's probably it for that day, and anything else you guys are going to do is probably going to float into the next day. Is there anything...
Can I excitedly show Rizik what I was doing with Hotaru at the end of the day? And how I'm learning how to fix things?
Sure. You see a bunch of earth that's been kind of smeared together and is covered in spit.
I will thank Hotaru immensely, and then I guess take over of the, need to teach Nara properly and explain what the important parts of a boat are.
Yeah! This was also the reasoning behind teaching me how to drive the train, remember?
I'm actually gonna pull Rizik aside a sec. I'm like, listen, I know you're busy with things, Rizik, but and I know you guys are all sort of older than me, but you guys can't keep just dismissing Nara when she comes for help for something.
I didn't realize what she was going to be doing. I'll try to be better with that.
She's a kid. She's a kid who... We may need to talk about the fact that we pretty might have legitimately kidnapped her from her father?
Yeah, I thought we mentioned that when we first left Wheeltail Island, and then I kind of assumed no one really wanted to talk about that or the fact that her father probably died when Wheeltail Island was attacked.
Yeah, I didn't bring that part up, but like, and I think I was in a hurry at the time and missed it. But did you know her father was still alive when we left? I thought she
I
was away.
didn't. I just realized the thing of when we left of, oh shoot, we took a small child with us somehow.
Yeah, it wasn't just oh shoot. Nara just told me that her dad was alive and in on the island. Like we kidnapped a child.
Yeah.
I know we don't have time for it now, but we gotta see if her dad's alive somewhere and get her back to him if he is.
Yeah. No, agree there. I mean,
Listen,
I could say Nara chose to join us on her own, but as you said, she's a small child. This is... She shouldn't be the one making those decisions.
look, I know. I guess we can deal with that later. But Rizek, I know you're busy sometimes. If you need to, send Nara to me, okay? I can show her something. All right?
Yeah. Sorry, it was having a conversation about some of the some of the Fire Nation war criminals that Yara believes, and I have to honestly agree with her, really need to be stopped, and I kind of didn't want to be discussing that with her in the room.
I know. Just remember who she is, you know?
Yeah. I'll do better with that, and I'll take over watching Nara for now.
All right. Like I said, she can hang out with me today. Let's just something for us to be aware of, and maybe not pair up Minghua and her all the time. I think that will end badly.
Yeah, I thought that was safe.
I mean, she'll keep her physically safe from harm.
Yeah, I forgot that there were so many other things past that to worry about.
I'm not sorry. I didn't mean to criticize you, Rizek. We just got to be careful with her and remember that as hard as she can be, she is just an 8-year-old girl who's kind of lost, you know.
Well, it's a fair criticism. I'll teach her about. I'll teach her safely about the boat and what the important parts are on it. It's what I ended up doing with the train and what I, in all honesty, should have done as soon as we got on the boat to begin with. Knew she was curious and energetic and would be poking around with things from just being on the train. Should have remembered that when we were on the boat, that it'd be the same.
We live and learn. Look, you do a lot for us already. Like, you're the reason we even get places. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? That's what you guys tell me, right?
Thanks. Yeah, I think we're all each our own worst critic. But yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Hotaru.
Yeah, no problem. Let's just try to get some sleep without sinking.
Yeah, it's been a really stressful past couple of weeks.
Okay. I dare ask, but does anybody else want to do anything on the boat?
I
mean, I will
actually.
Yeah, as I said, I'm going to just... this might not necessarily be a deep thing, but Yura's going to talk to the dragon about, firebending, what has been lost, if there is anything it has to say.
If I'm assuming you're going to need Minghua with you.
Yeah, I'll translate.
Yeah. Indeed, small one. Your people abuse the gift of fire that they were given. They don't understand its true purpose. Fire can be a destructive force, but it is also nurturing, life-giving. And then, Jasper's just going to kind of like reel his head up and look at the sun.
And the core theory is that it is life and energy itself, though that is one that's long been forgotten.
Your people then need someone to teach them the ways of old, the right ways. Otherwise they will linger in darkness despite being so close to flames.
We had that for a while. Then was all destroyed in the name of the ambitions and glory of a madman.
That was your opportunity to say all that changed when the Fire Nation attacked, right?
I know it was, but I'm the wrong character to say that.
It disappeared alongside with all my kin, in hopes that some of your people almost spits out those words, came after us seeking such glory. And yet we did not wish to offer glory, but we were willing to share wisdom.
If there's anything you wish to share, I'm trying to write a history, a more accurate rendition of what it ought to be. Probably publish it somewhere in the Earth Kingdom if they'll even accept that. I'll find another pseudonym to do so, just so it doesn't get destroyed.
I will happily pass on the essence of fire to you. And I'm going to say that Jasper starts going through forms and inspires you and, breathes fire that circles around you. Here's the thing, though, Yira, because of your backstory, you learn a little, but not a lot.
This is as much actually paying honor and respect to the dragon as trying to learn, and for the most part, no, Yura learned the old ways. There's not that much left.
Exactly. The most you will probably get out of this is you will officially learn the proper form of the Dance of the Dragon.
Okay.
Which combines several of the old ways into, the core way, which then split off into the different masters that you've studied under, which was also lost. But this, you can think of this as the Latin of firebending, and all the stuff you've done after is all the Romance languages. Still
basically
old.
It is someone who has learned French, who's learned Italian, who's learned Spanish, going, now I finally understand the Latin roots.
Pretty much, yeah.
Makes sense. That's also probably a good scene for Hatar to walk in on eventually.
Up to you.
This is probably happening on deck.
It has to happen on deck. Jasper does not fit below deck.
There is a lot of very beautiful fire being displayed on deck.
Yeah, I feel like if it's that much, I probably would come in on that.
Yeah, the dragon turns its head towards you, and you just hear a low growl. And meanwhile, you can translate, "Come hither, little one."
Yeah, Mingwall's gonna wave.
Learn the true path.
And translate.
Alright. What was the dragon's name again?
Jasper.
It's beautiful, Mr. Jasper.
You just see the side of his lips kind of curl upwards into a smile. Just kind of perches. Think this Jasper's now just sitting back in the most perfect Kushala Daora, I am majestic pose with a smirk on its face.
Yes.
Just remember, it is the way that firebending once was and the way it ought to be.
I usually only think of fire as destructive, but it's just really beautiful. I've only seen fire used in a beautiful way like this twice.
What was the other one?
I'm about to say, and then I blush a little.
Right.
My father never used firebending like this. It was always just his tool. Something to destroy or accomplish his means. It was never something beautiful, only something to control. He tried to teach me some principles a long time ago when he thought I might manifest firebending. I barely remember them now.
A significant number of his lessons have flowed down into basic training, and with it, the destruction of a very long legacy. He's not wrong, and I suppose that is perhaps the most damning thing I can say in regards to what he's trying to accomplish and what he's teaching. Anger is explosive. Anger is powerful. Anger is something you can use to fuel yourself to burn ever hotter. Anger is something that burns you out. It is insustainable and causes you to lose control.
Anger has only ever caused pain in my life, Kira.
There are forms of anger that are useful and powerful. I doubt many of them would come quite as naturally to you, save perhaps if you were to fight your father.
That's just it. I'm tired of being angry. Tired of losing control and just feeling like I'll destroy everything around me when I do.
You don't have to destroy things when you're angry. I think you showed that pretty well when training near the mountain. It was slight, but it was there.
I partially cracked the mountain in half.
Yes, when you meant to. You also didn't light the ground aflame when you were angry in a different way. But no, I don't think anger is something that you want to try and use to fuel your bending.
So what fuels it for you? Do you use anger? You don't, no offense, you don't seem like your passions don't seem to be something you talk about, or I think did you used to be passionate about the Fire Nation?
Oh, I used to, and this is one of the many reasons why I'm a weaker bender than I was before.
So what fuels your fire now?
That is what comes to the truth of it. Passion, anger, love, joy. These are some of the things that fuel fire. She's just going to look up at the sun briefly.
Partially obscured by the moon.
Rude. Hope is also a fuel, but the sun itself, the essence of life and energy and vitality. Even without anything else, you can have it. Just conjuring a brief flick from the flick of a wrist, an image of dancing flames. That I can be as cold as ice and still do that. Just briefly, just because it comes from in here. It comes from the breath, it comes from the heart, it comes from the life that you are living. And other techniques. Splits fingers apart for a brief jolt of lightning. They call it the cold flame because it's something that if you aren't balanced and if you aren't if there's any turmoil in you, Rather than creating lightning, you're just as likely to blow a finger off. But once, as you said, I was passionate for the Fire Nation and what progress and beauty and life it could bring to the rest of the world. Now it is mostly hope that the world in front of me does not wind up becoming one of ash.
We're not going to let that happen.
We can try.
No, we're not. I'm tired of running and being afraid of this. I'm tired of letting what my father's actions have done control me and affect all of you, too. I almost killed my brother for nothing because of that fear, because of that anger. If I'd gone just a step farther, I know I've killed people, but I've never wanted to do it deliberately. I've never wanted to just hate and kill someone like that. I don't know what would happen to me if I deliberately made that choice and succeeded.
I don't know what would happen to you either, and I don't want to. It's not something you should... It is not something you should have ever had to consider or have to fear.
That's why I need to control this to... Bumi said I have to accept this part of me. How do you accept something so destructive about yourself?
Find a way to make it useful. Fire can easily destroy Ataru. There's no denying that. Of the different bending styles, it's the one that is... I'm not going to say most applicable to combat and fighting and killing, but its abilities, I think, are among the most obvious in that regard. One of the things that many people learn is, in fact, you can hurt people with your fire. You can hurt yourself with your fire. It's very easy. But one of the differences, and one of the things that many in the old methods of teaching taught you, is your fire is you. Is going to make a very quick gesture that fires a dangerously wide gout of flame that nevertheless doesn't actually touch anything. An important part of that is your fire is you. Again, wave of a hand where everything that Yira traces moves along the wave of fire. It's an extension of who you are, and I don't know that much about earthbending. I know that in many cases, when you stand upon the earth, you feel yourself as everything around you.
You plant your feet.
Right.
You plant your feet, and you move with purpose and deliberation.
What happens after you let go, when the earth is airborne and you're no longer touching it? Do you still feel it then?
I don't know if I know enough bending philosophy out of character to know the answer to this.
I believe the answer is mostly no.
Yeah, no. Earthbenders, very specifically, rock will not throw itself. They cannot remote bend.
Yeah.
They need to be in contact.
Or close by, at least.
Yeah.
No. We learn to accept as part of earthbending that once you put something in motion, it goes in motion. You don't think about controlling it again. You simply exert your will and then plant yourself again.
Right. And in firebending, there's a very different philosophy. Your fire is you. A line of fire going out, then waving back and forth. It is an extension of who you are. It is an extension of your life, your energy, everything that you encompass. It's a very different philosophy, and one that takes a lot of getting used to. I know I spent at least 7 years wandering from island to island, training, getting involved in fights, causing accidents. But eventually I realized that no, my flames are me. And as far away from where I am as they are, I still have control over that. To prove a point, like, fire for remote bending works for, there's a fire over there, pull it over, catch it in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And an important part of that philosophy is the acceptance. You will make mistakes. You will hurt people. You will hurt yourself. You're not able to avoid these things wielding fire. What you can do is minimize the damage you do, and through learning how life is, how energy works, work to heal whatever damage you have wrought. I'm not sure whether what you do is more in tune with earth bending or fire bending, but it is a bitter pill to swallow, but I think also a powerful one.
It's both. If what you say is true and Boomy says is true. May I just watch you in the stances for now? I don't think they're useful for even lava bending, but they're very beautiful.
Of course. Try and explain where some of what I learned came from, because a few of these actually did come from learning a little bit about how waterbending moved and a little bit about how earthbending moved.
I'm just going to watch and ask the occasional question.
Explanation will be given.
What's the dragon doing through all this?
Watching, listening, smiling. The dragon is perfectly happy to sit back, and at the end he's just going to say, "Well explained, little one."
Thank you, Elder. It's been quite some time since I could call anyone that.
Again, smug look. We have Fire Elmo, apparently. Who would like to go next?
This isn't necessarily something that even needs to be played out, but Minghua would like to make sure that Nora gets plenty of story time with Sagan.
Okay.
Good. I'll be right back. Have to bath.
Yeah, Nara, you are going to be regaled by the tales of the Flying Opera Company, their most famous shows, and are you going to pay attention, Nara, or are you going to get bored and run away, is the question.
Imagine he's like an interesting storyteller, so I'll probably pay attention.
Yeah, as he regales you with, classic tales, he's actually going to go back and explain things during the time of Avatar Kyoshi and the history of the Flying Opera Company. Getting carried away with himself, because one thing Sagan is very passionate about is the history of this company.
Avatar Kyoshi was part of this?
Yeah. Yes, young one. Avatar Kyoshi is probably the most famous member of the Flying Opera Company. Of course, back then, the company was little more than just a front for a group of thieves. But with Avatar Kyoshi at the helm, she guided our path along the straight and narrow, and we became what we are today. An organization of international acclaim.
So you're international thieves.
We don't steal money or possessions anymore. We merely steal the hearts of our audience and share the wisdom of the ages.
Neat.
I could teach you all the things about the world through just the simple act of storytelling.
But how does that help? Stories are just stories.
Every story is rooted in fact, in truth. And it's our goal as the storytellers not only to tell the story and make it entertaining, but to share that truth with all those around us.
Why? Are you sick?
I'll be fine, young one. I'll be fine. Because even...
I can get more water. Do you want me to put more water on the ship?
No. I'm... Thank you. I've quite had my fill of salt water, dear.
But I've heard that that's good for your throat. You gargle salt water and then it's all better.
Yes, but I don't want to gargle while I'm asleep again. Thank you.
Okay.
But no, even after everything you see around you has perished, the truth, the core of the stories, those will remain. And those are the stories that are worth sharing.
Okay.
Is there a story you are particularly interested in hearing?
The Brothers Grimm.
He's going to sit you on his lap and tell you a couple of fairy tale stories about the Brother Grimm, all which kind of have a moral lesson, and in the back of your head, you're hearing Bazu saying, those two fat kids did it all wrong. They should have just eaten the house and left. Why'd they have to kill the old lady?
I'm giggling to myself because of what Bazu says.
Yeah, Sagan is apparently not picking up on that. Good job, old man.
Did you roll to see if he noticed?
Yeah, I did. He has a D12 on knowledge and perception stuff. He did not roll well. But he is going to share tales with you probably late into the evening until you are at least your eyelids are starting to get heavy and you begin to drift to sleep.
Aww.
And he's going to signal Minghua to lift you up, and the two of them will tuck you in.
Aww. Dad should probably be doing this, but Dad's been kind of MIA recently.
Yeah.
Because Dad doesn't love you anymore.
Speaking of which, Dad, what are you doing, or are you kind of done with ship stuff?
I think I'm pretty much done with ship stuff, honestly.
I figured. You've got a lot coming up. Rizik, how about you? Anything left on the ship? Sean?
Muted, sorry. I probably will want to, at some point, show other of the adult members of the party the list and go over that, but that might actually be better as heavy conversation later. So instead, I will probably just take the time to teach Nara about the important parts of the ship and what parts are really, really bad to get damaged or broken.
I will eat this up like a sponge. I like hanging out with Uncle Rizik.
Because he actually shows you useful world skills. Okay.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys want to RP this, feel free.
I don't know enough about how that works.
Fair.
Sorry.
I can definitely bullshit not knowing stuff.
Sorry, I don't know enough about how a boat works, and I don't feel like looking it up like I occasionally do when I'm doing something.
Fair. Okay, we will just hand wave this then, as you guys spend probably a couple of days together with Rizik showing you what to do and what not to do, and you become you are becoming very proficient in Fire Nation tech as far as piloting it, Kenzie.
Which is rather terrifying considering she's a small child.
Yeah.
I'm going to be useful when I grow up.
Yo.
Well, I figure between Rizik and Sagan, we did decently at keeping her, out of the worst trouble for the rest of the
Out
trip.
of sight, out of mind.
Back in your hole, kid.
I will fade into your subconscious until you forget I'm there, and then I will break more things.
Look, as anyone who has small children knows well, dead silence is the most worrying sound.
Not wrong.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Last up, Kakan. You there, Ziggy?
Yep.
I think I know what I'm doing with you, unless there's something specific you wanted to do.
No, yeah, we can do it.
Okay. I have to grab Ziggy for private real quick, but we will be right back.
Ooh, more scheming time. Excellent.
Yep.
Remember last scheming time is what led to the boat going boom.
Yeah, I know, but there's more of you here. Okay. So, Ziggy, when you find a private corner by yourself, you're going to look in your bag, and you're going to see among all those, small little golden beads, which are, pulsing a light yellow. Right. You're also going to see your communication stone, and the lines and indications on it are pulsing blue, and you know that means you have a message.
Right. I'll check it and answer it.
Okay. So the message very simply says, Captain Kakan, please provide a status report. It's been several weeks since we were last in communication. I fear that the director may have gotten his hands on some spirit and is causing havoc with the moon. There's also talk of an assault being prepared on one of the capitals. You hear anything on either of these, please inform me to the best of your ability.
I'll respond back describing the spirit that we found at the Eastern Air Temple, and the behavior of the moon at that time.
Okay. Are you going to report anything else, or just those two things?
No, I'm only responding with pertinent information. Which
Okay.
basically tells him about what he asked for, and nothing more, nothing less.
Got it.
No.
Okay. Okay, report.
All right. Anything else? Yeah.
No, I'm just making my notes because this is important.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'll just tell him about the spirit and the effect it had on things, and the moon.
Yep. Okay, we can go back. You can drag yourself.
Okay.
Ring.
We're back.
We're back.
Aha, Izzy's here, so now we should stop talking about Redacted.
Yes. So, this will be the last time I ask this, I promise. Is there anything else anybody wants to do on this ship, or do you guys finally want to make your way to the end of the continent, start going upstream along a river, and finally see the grand walled city of Ba Sing Se off in the distance?
Is it actually going to be walled?
There are walls, but we will get to that as you get closer. Is that what you want to do, or do you guys have anything else you want to do on the ship?
I was going to say, Yura also wants to talk to Sagan about spirits and what he knows and any techniques that might help them, but that can easily be fluff.
Yeah, he is going to be coughing and trying to explain some things with spirits. It's you need extensive training to deal with spirits. It's not only a alignment within your body, but it's also knowing what type of spirit you're dealing with because of spirit's fluid nature.
Oh no!
One moment.
Did us messing with the ballast undo the healing that we'd done on him?
Speaking-
It slowed you guys down enough that he needs more rest than he would otherwise, and he definitely needs to see a doctor, along with several of the other bedridden folks.
As I said, Yura's going to offer him some tea and also redo what healing she can. Principle of Fire.
Yeah. Again, medicine is running low.
No, this is entirely chi.
Yeah. You're helping. Again, you're not fixing the root cause of the problem. You're alleviating the symptoms and making it easier for him to breathe. But you can tell he's an old man. He needs his rest.
Oh, absolutely. I will not push him too hard. It was just when she's not asking him to demonstrate anything, just talk when he is able.
Yeah.
Also, I really want to see everyone else talk about that list with Yura not being present.
He is going to say, like, after he has had time to rest and fully recover, he will happily take any of you under his wing and show you what he knows, which is not much. Several of the acolytes in the White Lotus are much more proficient with spirit techniques than he is.
I'd be thankful for any instruction you can give and any introductions you may be able to provide. We are working with very little understanding right now, and anything at all is helpful.
Of course. Of course. Okay. Did you guys want to have that list conversation now, or do you want to wait? Up to you.
I want to see the rest of them have that conversation with probably me and Nara not present.
I guess if Yara is going to babysit Nara, I will gather up the rest of the party to have the conversation about the list.
Am I an adult yet? Do I count as an adult?
Sadly,
I count you as an adult.
Sadly, you count as an adult for these purposes because I realize trying to hide this from you will just be more damaging later, and you have unfortunately had to go through some really horrible shit already.
Congratulations, Katara. You're enough of an adult to discuss murder.
Yay!
Due to horrendously traumatic circumstances, you will be allowed to be part of this conversation.
You are allowed to suffer.
Hooray! That's what adulthood's all about.
Suffering.
I've learned the true meaning here.
But yeah, so wanted to talk to you about something Yara brought up to me. It's kind of both half a. It's both half. It is like a quarter a last will and testament, but mostly a list of known war criminals of the Fire Nation and what they've done. I ended up asking her about it because one of the names on this list came up while we were escaping the prison, and she almost chased after him because of the fact that came up before agreed that it was better to leave. These are people that have done horrendous crimes, killed insanely large amount of civilians without remorse, and are definitely strongly related to the current responsible for the current state of the Fire Nation. Should I just post this in
If you want, sure. If you're sharing that with everybody.
Yeah, it's just being shared with everyone at this point. More than just civilians, but the civilians are like, if it was theoretically only doing this much and they only ever hurt military targets, like, it's still really bad, but it would be less bad.
That list actually is missing a few people.
This list is missing a few people. I'll add on the Fire Lord, the Prince Zulon,
General Sakam is one of the other ones, and at this point, unfortunately, though, this one was, you could tell, recently added. The Warden.
The Warden.
I see
Anyone
one of
that is involved in.
God damn it, is he?
Yeah, Alma Chow, the Scourge of Deserters, of course,
God
yes.
damn it, is he?
Good.
I suppose we did that to ourselves. It's for the source of that name, but oh man, why?
Yeah, we chose that name.
We did. We chose it for a very specific reason.
Wait, which name?
Scourge Oma Chow, which is now Oma Chow the Scourge.
Remember Pokemon
Because of
the Rival?
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Where we decided to take the name of two of the most dubbed Sonic characters
We're good at this.
as the
Yeah.
rival name.
That was entirely our fault.
Yep.
I think there was another person on this list, Nick, and I can't remember now.
There once was. It was Hotaru's brother, who has since been removed from this list.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we ran into, and he... I'm not sure if I can say, like, thankfully, sadly, gladly, whatever, but was unaware of how bad the state of things were, which puts him into a similar category of a few of the others of us here. These, I do think I agree with her on that. These are people that probably do need to die. I kind of feel like she shouldn't be the one to kill them, though. Mostly because I think she has taken the blame and done enough, and also have enough blood on her hand that she doesn't need to be adding more to it.
I don't know if any of us have the right to kill these people. They should be brought to justice, but
I don't know who...
Rizik, if we go for eye for an eye, how are we better than them? Are we better than the Fire Nation?
That's fair. I just don't know who we'd bring them to for justice. Who, in this situation, do we actually bring them to as the we can trust you to be a neutral and impartial judge? Where could we possibly bring any of them that this would be the case of, we know that this is a prison they wouldn't be able to escape?
Why not talk to the Earth King? I'm sure if there's a prison that could hold these people, it would be in the Earth Kingdom.
There is also this White Lotus that Sagan seems quite in league with.
I think there are other answers, and Yura's had enough bloodshed.
I agree.
We don't have to kill these people to stop them.
I really hope you're right there.
Yeah, Ming-Hua's going to ask, where can we hold them that someone else won't take it on themselves to kill them for what they've done? Like, I don't think that part's going to be avoidable.
I mean, I feel like there are many... If a court decides that they are to be executed for their crimes, that is better than any of us, as that's a decision that was made within the law. But for many of these, this would also just be, if we deliver them to the Earth Kingdom, that we'd be delivering them there as criminals of war. I don't know for certain what they would do with them, but that is an option. We can try to see if there's a place that we could bring them to. I'm with the fact that there's currently an active war. I don't really know who would be the count as basically neutral judge for this. I figured the rest of you should know about this. And I do agree with all of your concerns, Hotaru, and I do hope there are other answers here.
Yura only has this list because she thinks that there's no other way. That she's already condemned. I don't think that. I don't... Got to see some of what really makes her tick yesterday. We can't let her burn her soul any more than she already has. And if she finishes this list, I don't know if there'll be anything left of Yura.
I 100% agree there, which is why I feel even if we decide people on this list have to die if we don't have other options, I really do not want Yara to be the one to do it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, and we might not all be fully prepared for what we deal with, but I do fully agree there of we need to... Yara's too willing to sacrifice herself in this regard. In both the putting herself in harm's way and also to try and take this on herself to keep the rest of us from it.
Just keep an eye out for them. Try to figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah, and if any of you have different thoughts, have different ideas on what we can do, think you have a different solution, please let the rest of us know.
Can't say I ever wanted to or thought about what to do with prisoners of war, but I agree that Yura's not in the state where taking revenge would be good for her.
I would agree.
And thank you. I'm not sure if I would have brought this up with all of you if it wasn't for the fact that I trust a lot of you with this, and also I know that even if we don't seek these people out, it's a sad fact that we're likely to run into a lot of them. Either on accident, either from trying to save someone that they're after, or from them being sent after us. But thank you, all of you.
Okay. That was a scene.
Mm-hmm. Was a scene.
Yep.
We're looking out for Yura.
Yep, 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 yep.
All right.
So, Ian, ruining the mood, do we want to go over Yura and Nara talk about fire?
Ooh.
A little bit.
If you guys want to do that, that's fine. Or do you want to start docking? Your choice.
I feel like the easy answer is Yura's going to give Nara some lessons on fire safety and making sure it doesn't spread too far. And then she's going to spread
fire
it too far.
extinguishers exist.
They're
Probably not.
They're called water benders.
I mean,
Also,
there was work Rizik was doing with sawdust and other things for different ways of extinguishing fire, but I don't think there's a working prototype at the moment.
I mean, the problem is, normally the Fire Day should be the ones who would create such a thing, especially considering, like, they were created in the 1700s. But also, it's the Fire Nation, so why would they ever feel the need to create it when someone can just bend the fire away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the areas of schizotech that I'm perfectly fine with. Of like, yeah, why would they bother ever inventing the fire extinguisher?
Oh, I'm gonna have towels and just be beating the hell out of flames. Watch.
And I'm going to give you advice for, by the way, here's the way to actually do it, mostly because this is one of the ways to try and counteract things.
Weirdly enough, the only society that would kind of have a need for fire extinguishers is probably the air nomads.
Too little, too late. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
I mean, if you remove all of the air from an area, that will put out a fire.
That's true.
Vacuum, yeah.
Depends on how long it takes for them to realize that.
And I believe it's canonically been stated that airbenders could do that vacuum thing.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like,
They
I'm pretty
suck
sure
the air out of fucking Fire Nation's lungs to murder them.
Earth Kingdom.
No, I thought it was the Firebenders.
I think Izzy is trying to list of what a nation might need then the fire extinguisher.
Oh, no. There's an episode where an airbender pulls the Earth Queen's air out of her lungs.
Well, he was a psychotic Earthbender, though.
Airbender.
Yeah, but any airbender can.
With the creators, they kind of at one point wanted to show, moreover, the damage that like the airbender masters would have done in the battle when they went over to the sites.
Yeah, when you see the corpse of Monk Gyatso, he is surrounded by Fire Nation corpses.
Oh, yep. I'm aware. You missed that, Ziggy. We had a flashback, and I think I described that in not so my usual terms.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
So yeah, as you guys are talking about fire, your Fire Nation Navy vessel is slowly chugging up the river towards Ba Sing Se proper. You guys doing anything to change the ship, or are you just kind of trudging up?
Oh no, we probably should
change the flags.
Change the flags and iconography. Like, I assume that most Fire Nation iconography got removed when it was cut out all of the excess weight.
Gotcha.
Change flags, change iconography, fly Earth Kingdom flags even if they are poorly made.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, as you guys are approaching, you're going to be coming down a river that is eventually going to kind of come to an end. And right at the mouth of this river, there is a small little dock with what looks like a large stone hut. And several people dressed in Earth Kingdom army uniforms are going to be there. And they're going to be calling out as your ship is approaching, "Identify yourself!"
Han, this is you.
Yep. Yeah, Han, your job here.
I am Han. Fuck, I don't remember my last name. My last name was, but of Omashu.
Very.
We are carrying refugees who escaped from a Fire Nation prison.
Refugees!
I'm an orphan!
How many refugees?
I assume 30? We have a head count.
You've got at least you got 40. Like 3 dozen, yeah.
Okay.
I want to check from you for this guy. He kind of looks a little frazzled. Again, it's hard to see his face because he's got that wide-brimmed Earth Kingdom helmet going on.
Okay. Since I'm negotiating with him, can I use Principle of Business?
I will allow it.
Okay. Alright. 6. So succeed with a minor twist, apparently.
He's going to look at you and say, "Okay, well, you and your refugees, wait there for 10 minutes, and then you have permission to dock. 10 minutes! Are you
Okay.
are you guys going to wait the 10 minutes, or are you going to just?
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll make the 10 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 minutes is nothing compared to how long we've been going for.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Wait 10 minutes.
As the 10 minutes tick by, you start making your way, and he's like, "Hold! Hold! We need another 10 minutes!"
Okay.
What do you need time for?
I'm waiting for the next shift to come. I am not dealing with this paperwork.
Oh boy.
If it helps, several of these people many of these people are Earth Nation citizens. They're not technically refugees. They belong here and are coming home.
5 minutes!
You say 5?
He said 5.
He'll process the easy ones and leave the rest for his replacement.
The time is gonna.
Can you flash like Frankto's name or something to try and make this go faster?
Yeah, you know what? Han would actually no. Well, the problem is I've seen in the visions think that Frankto's name might be Mud.
I mean, the walls are built and didn't.
Okay. So from the angle you're seeing, it looks like the walls are built, but you guys are, if you look at the map, you are coming in from the southeast.
Well, are all the walls built in the wrong direction? God damn it, Frankto. I'm taking Izzy's silence as a confirmation.
You have no way of knowing this in character, so.
Sadly, the walls aren't just metal, so we can't just rotate them, and they're not just earth, and they would have wood in other parts as well. So it's not the thing of like we can just rotate the entire walls the correct direction.
Why don't we just pick up Bossing Say and move it someplace else?
Uh-huh.
Very simple solution.
I mean, if you look at the map, Bossing Say proper is almost as big as the desert. There's literally no other place on the continent that can house this city. Like, if if Omashu is the size of New York City, Bossing Say would be everything west of the Mississippi. That's how big this city is.
To use a different answer, that's really more like Attack on Titan's walls than a city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, as the minutes keep ticking by, you're going to notice that he's going to keep calling for 5 or 10 minutes. And it seems like there's no end to it.
After a while, Ming-Hua's going to poke his head up over the edge and just glare like, "Move it, bub."
5 minutes! He was supposed... the relief group was supposed to be here 40 minutes ago.
We should investigate.
Look, man, we have people who are in need of aid aboard. What's the paperwork you need to do? I'm sure that many of our very skilled people who have worked for bureaucracies and other orderly things before would be able to handle it.
Someone make me a persuasion check.
Am I allowed to be the one to make it because we're in yellow right now?
Yeah, anybody can make it.
Can I use my background of I've dealt with stupid bureaucracies before?
I will allow it.
Great.
Can I boost?
You may. How are you boosting?
Explaining ways that you flatter superiors, since Yara is not been in the situation where she has to do that.
+1 hero.
+1 because I rolled poorly.
Let's try that again. There we go. That's a 10.
Did you principal?
Or 11. Yeah, it's a principal.
Okay. 11. All right, fine, come on. They're going to get a bunch of gangplanks and put them up on your ship, and everybody is going to be allowed to disembark. Is Thomas going back in his carriage cart? This is more to Rizik than to anybody else.
Yeah. Thomas will be hidden when we bring him into the city.
Okay.
Because not going to leave him alone on the boat. And
yeah. So
Thomas is not a look, everyone. Look at what we have.
Yeah, no, he's way too shy. He's gonna go back to the comfort in the darkness and the enclosed space that he is used to. Everybody else is going to be disembarking. Several sick people are probably going to need to be gurneyed out. And they're all going to be taking you and having you sit in this big stone hut of theirs. And then they're going to be like, is that a fucking dragon?
If you've heard at all about what has been happening in the Fire Nation, you understand why even dragons are fleeing.
You rolled high. All right, fine. I don't even know how to begin with that. Guy's going to be saying, going over and, grabbing
some... Put it down under other, 1A.
Sure. Jasper's literally just going to sit on the roof of this hut. He's been like... All right, fine, let's get moving. And as this guy is sitting down, literally just like a stack of paperwork is at the desk, and he's slowly filling stuff out. The other 6 earthbenders that were with him are going to go to the dockside end of this small hut, put their hands on the external walls, and just start running. And this entire thing... like a subway car, is just going to be sliding as though it was on a track, and the city proper is going to be coming more into focus over the next 20 or so minutes.
Mingwall barfs over the side.
As you barf over the side, you see a similar-looking hut going in the opposite direction, and you see one guy, also in Earth Kingdom soldier armor, standing up behind, protruding out the back of it, spanking it. Enjoy the paperwork, yow!
Oh my god.
This is exactly how these things...
Yep, I'm just betting this guy pissed someone off 4 weeks ago.
Probably.
Maybe. Yeah, this guy is just gonna be grumbling. He's an older gentleman. He is not happy. And the guy who passed by with his buddies looks like they're, fresh out of the academy. So, he's not happy. He's gonna be like, little bastards. So, one thing he's going to do is he's going to, make his life easier. He's going to ask, separate yourselves into benders and non-benders. Benders have a very easy way of proving that they're benders. Non-benders, not so much. Are you guys all claiming to be benders?
I'm claiming...
No.
Yeah, I'm claiming to be bender, sure.
Yeah. I especially have no reason to hide that here.
Okay.
I should also have a passport for the Earth Kingdom, which should help.
You do, but still, you came in with refugees, and he needs you to sign a couple of forms.
Yeah, I'm not claiming to be a bender, seeing as how my bending doesn't exist.
Gotcha.
So how are they processing me?
1A, other.
Who's
1A, other animals.
Who's claiming ownership over the goat gorilla and the dragon?
I immediately point at Han.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure I have to, because I was the one tasked with the delivery.
Okay. You just see Jasper's snake-like head kind of, float over the side and, look at this guy from behind, and then he looks up at you, Han, and just, a thing of smoke just, puffs out of his nostrils, and then his head just goes back up top, very indignant.
Look, I don't like it either, but that's what needs to go on the form.
Yeah.
They don't understand the Earth Kingdom. Like many, there are things that are backward in many ways for many different areas.
And what was your name? Oh, actually, other dumb question. Ziggy, you specifically, because I'm assuming everybody else has changed. Are you still wearing your Fire Nation uniform?
I would probably take it off for this.
Okay. What kind of bending are you declaring yourself as?
Just because it's easiest to demonstrate, I'll say I'm a waterbender.
You can waterbend?
I can turn things into ice.
He can remove the heat from an area.
Yeah.
Rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to super hard check this. They are going to have everybody in here, even those who are very much infirm, sign these forms as you guys are rapidly approaching the wall. Hearing silence, I will continue.
I am giving a fake name, but still claiming to be a firebender because it is the easiest way to explain everything.
You are claiming to be a firebender.
I'm claiming to be the one.
I feel like that's a bad idea, but okay.
Okay, the simple explanation is, how do you think they got the ship? They needed someone on the inside.
That's fair.
Okay, for you specifically then, Yura, this guy is just going to be rubbing his temple, pulling out another 5 sheets, and asking you to fill those all out as well.
Done. I filled out military paperwork before.
Yeah, it's mostly just your reasonings for leaving the Fire Nation, yada yada yada, understanding it. He's also going to point out something on your initial form, same as everybody else, that once these are turned in, there is a chance you will be followed around and observed by the police force within the city walls. At their discretion.
Fucking Diley.
And then he's going to say, in all honesty, it's fine if you're walking around with weapons, but no hostilities within city limits. They are very stringent about this. Me and my men only have jurisdiction outside of the limits. We're not even allowed to bend inside the walls. Which, honestly...
That is odd, but all right.
You need specific licenses and privileges, and you need to pay a fee to get them. It's bureaucratic BS, and I hate it, but it's what the world has brought us to at this point. So please, just do what you can, and unless you're approved, don't do anything more, okay?
I want to nudge Han to ask how long that's been true for.
That's a good question.
Han's probably been here before.
He's going to say it's been a couple of months. You haven't been here in a while, Han.
And is a
Makes
couple of
sense.
months when Frankto would have arrived?
Frankto would have been here within the last month and a half. Again, game has not been going on that long. You guys maybe have 2 months under your belt at this point.
I'll be right back.
Okay, but that means that it's not guaranteed to be Frankto's fault, which is the main thing I wanted to check.
Yeah, no, this would predate him. Yeah, and you guys can trivially fact check that.
Current fake name is Aki.
Okay. Good to note. I will make a note of that. Under fake name Aki. So as you guys approach, this, I'm just going to call it a trolley, an earth trolley, because that's effectively what it is. As it goes skirting by, it seems like it's on a well-made path. This is something that happens a couple of times a day with changing of the guard, because it's quicker than walking. As you guys kind of slide around a bend, and the walls are even more enclosed, you can see the massive walls of Ba Sing Se, the outer walls, seemingly reach high into the sky, tickling the clouds. It has almost a black sheen to it. Looks like thick, solid rock. And you can even see towers every 100 feet or so, with guards walking along the top. Impressive feat of construction. No two ways about it. This took a lot of time. And
Those
as
weren't black in canon, were they?
they were not.
Francto, what got to you?
And as you, actually, Han, you would know this because you have the manifests from way back when.
Okay.
One of the things that they specifically, Francto wanted to build the walls out of was igneous rock, and wherever possible, layer it with obsidian.
Which I think was on the stuff that was delivered and was brought up before.
Yes, it was.
Yes,
We did know that.
Yes, it was. Primarily because igneous rock has already melted, which means fire ain't getting through it. And obsidian, though brittle, if made long enough, is not only completely fireproof, but also can stand up to some metals. But if you expose a weak spot, you then have a very easy. But it's not a lot of stuff can do that with present technology. Even the more advanced stuff that you guys have seen at this point. That said, as you guys are sliding along, big, massive, beautiful architectural walls reaching the sky, and then suddenly it just stops. Like, the base is still built up a little bit, but then the top isn't. And looking across to see where the next segment of the wall is, at least from the south end, it looks like... Can you see the black lines I'm drawing?
Yep.
Like a good, mile and a half stretch.
Well, that's not good. Is
just opened. Now, granted, it faces the desert and the mountains. So anything from ocean side would have walls facing it. This is more facing the inland. But if you know that's there, that you all would know just from locations on the map, that's not far from Serpent's Pass, which leaves you guys wide open.
So just to confirm, the area between the markings that contains 34 is the area that's open?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, glad to hear the Earth Kingdom military is as competent as ever.
In fairness, this has all gone up in about a month.
I mean, yes, but which things to leave open?
Yeah.
I'm back. What'd I miss?
There is a gaping mile-long hole in the wall on the south end.
Also, the walls are black, which they were not in canon.
They're obsidian.
Yeah.
Everybody make me an awareness check. Or if you want, one or two of you can make it, and the rest of you can roll a boost.
I roll
binoculars.
Insights.
I will help by not barfing on the people who are trying to do the awareness check.
Make an awareness.
Okay.
These will just be one use, so that I can use that 8 instead.
Wow,
of,
I definitely don't see things.
You do not.
I can, I guess I'll boost Rizik with Insight.
I was boosting someone.
Oh, okay.
Is this,
Then I'll take your boost then. What do I get?
Just awareness, is he?
I'll be using the 8, so
awareness
just
plus
a
whatever you
one-time
want.
use.
Can someone boost me? This is probably a pretty good roll.
Is 8 plus 2 or plus 3?
Plus
8 is
3.
plus 2?
Plus
okay,
3.
plus 3. So
Thank
that would
you,
be plus 3
Wash.
to Han.
I got a 7 before any boost from someone else.
Okay, so with Rizik's boost, I get a 10.
Okay, a 10. Thank you for the map wash. Sorry, I got distracted. A couple of things you notice. First off, as your little cart comes to a halt, they're actually stopping very close to where the wall opens up, and they're going to let you all off. They're going to wave a couple of other soldiers over, and they are going to help a lot of the infirm out, including Sagan, including the still unconscious Wei Jin, and anybody else who looks like they need medical attention, which is honestly most of the people there. Like, Boomy still looks healthy, but like he's a little malnourished, all things considered. You're all relatively okay, so there's like you and a handful of other people who are left behind. You guys see a bunch of makeshift wooden barracks. And people are just kind of lounging, arms crossed, leaning against them. There's clearly material there, and clearly work to be done, but no one is doing it. And with your roll, Han, of the 10, one thing that immediately catches your eye is this blackened wall. It's hard to make out at first, but it looks like there are a bunch of symbols like smeared into it with some kind of paint along the base, about like a foot in diameter, placed like every 3 feet, a slightly different symbol. And as you notice those, you look up, and high at the very top of the wall, you see this person like sitting on a sling rope. Think what you would see a kid sitting on a swing in a playground. Kind of like that, like just rubbing something on the very top of the wall. And almost as if it was intentional, the person is going to like fall backwards, and you just see this individual, a woman with long black hair in a artisan smock, just start falling from the top of this wall in almost like a Kingdom Hearts dive, head first, with just their limbs trailing behind them and their hair blowing in the wind, and just start falling downward, towards where you guys are at the base. This is close to a 1,000-foot drop, by the way.
Yeah, Mingwell's going to scramble to try and catch, even though he knows that probably won't do much from that height.
I'm gonna make an airbending roll to try to slow them down.
Okay.
I will catch them at the end of their fall with speed if any problem.
Roll. I want to see the airbending roll from Han first.
5.
Collection,
man.
Oh,
Collect-
yikes.
The collection's not going to do much because
The collection wouldn't do shit. I guess we'll go with succeed with a minor twist.
Oh, you don't have a choice. So we're going with Han first. So Han, you're going to blow air up in... I'm going to say you're going to make like a little mini twister trying to like get the person to right themselves. Like just to slow their fall a little bit. And all it seems like you're doing is like you're making their hair like flail around, spinning. And as you look up as this person is rapidly approaching, you're noticing their eyes are just closed and their face is almost completely at peace.
I'm
Ming-Hua,
pretty sure I know who this is out of character, but...
Ming-Hua, as you scramble around, do you want to fail or do you want to succeed with a major twist?
I'll throw a collection to succeed with a minor twist.
Okay. So let's see, between Yura completely succeeds, and Ming-Hua does as well. The two of you get into position, and this person is, slowed slightly, and then you're right underneath them, so you're about to catch them, and right as you're about to do, this person's eyes dart open, piercing gray eyes, and they throw their hands in front of them, and a tornado erupts from their hands, and they're just hovering in midair before they lightly touch down, right in between the two of you.
Yep.
Isn't our good buddy?
Well,
Mingwell's going to stare and then just immediately start a
Wait, who is this?
rant, and
Yeah,
if they don't respond to that at all, is just going to wander away towards Han, muttering curses the whole time.
Yeah,
Wait, who is this?
everyone except for Kakan should know who this is.
Yeah,
Who is it?
Yep.
no, this
Hey, it's the Red Lotus again.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah.
this person is going to look at all of you, squint at Nara, and then just like go person to person. Notice.
Wait, this is the person that like tried to kill me?
Yep.
One of them.
Wait, is this the one that trapped us in the alley?
This is the one that fought you in the alley.
Oh, we're going for a face punch.
Right now?
Yes.
As soon as lands, immediate response was going to be, "Oh God, you fucks again? What the hell do you want?" And you're,
If they
You
want,
dice. I'm throwing another collection to.
Uh-oh.
God damn it.
Can we not?
Well, this is happening usually like
Wait, no, a collection doesn't do anything. Never mind.
trying to save your life when it seemed like you were killing yourself, but look sideways as Minghua's fist is coming in.
why would I? Yeah, Minghua as. Hold on a minute. I need to check reactions. Okay, hold on.
Oh.
I need
I mean, we could do this as just like attempted cold clock that, lean aside, no damage, but.
Oh yeah, no. That's happening.
Just sucker punch.
No sucker punch. As the fist is incoming, almost as a reaction, person is going to like step on tippy toes in a very Ty Lee style, pirouette around the punch, and you are going to see you're going to get struck with 2 fingers from one hand and 3 fingers from another, hitting your wrist, the middle of your forearm, and right under your elbow, and your entire arm is just going to go dead.
Oh, chi blocking. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
G blocking.
Yeah. Shibu is now going to look at you and say, "Look, I don't have time for this right now. You're going to look at Nar. There's no jars to crush. We used them all," gesturing at the wall. Is there any...
Excuse me?
No. Oh, I hate it.
I almost say that.
What?
I think that is actually where I'm going to call it.
I am straight with Minghua. I don't like that. What the fuck?
I was going to say, I figured that those were anti-spirit runes once it was clear that was Shimu, but the method is a bit yikes.
Yep.
What did we just do?
Well, this is going to be an interesting fight where I might not be participating.
I think we will need to do a very quick everyone is sitting down and talking, but...
Yeah,
I feel like 2 of our party members who have shown their impulsiveness this past session might declare otherwise, but...
Yeah, but there might be other things done to throw everyone out.
They tried to kill Minghua!
And we're not having this fight here.
Fine.
Alright, and with that, I'm going to say that is the end of the session. So, hope you guys all had a good time. I hope this is giving you something to look forward to. And, yeah, we're just...
Hey, now we have to wait 2 fucking weeks!
I mean, I could have dove you guys in deeper, because there's like 6 things I was waiting to get to within the city limits. What am I calling this
then we
session?
decided to sink the boat.
Love boat.
Love Boat?
Love boat.
Good as name as any.
Yeah, that works.
Sure.
Holy shit, Laura, that was fast.
I already had it typed.
And you guys got 4 hero points this week. Lore, what did you learn?
So the spirit jars were materials for wall building. That's great. That's great.
That was gonna be
I hate it.
you!
Don't they also kill the spirit when they were making their runes before? So are there even the spirit jars in there? Because wouldn't the spirit have been died to make the rune?
I mean, yes, we did watch them straight up murdering a spirit last time we saw them.
What do you want to know more about?
I still haven't figured out the right way to put together all the information pieces, and I'm mad about it. I want to find out the right way to put them together to make things make sense.
You look forward to an info dump in 3 weeks.
All right.
And oh god, more things are coming. And where do you think this is going?
Frankdo, wherefore art thou? Also more Red Lotus.
Very true. Very true. Nara, what did you learn?
Boats are hard to learn things on.
Really? That was the takeaway.
Look, all she can say is that it gave her a sinking feeling.
Oh, wow. That hurt. That was a
That's
bad
going in quotes, somebody.
one.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
I also learned that people around me have a lot to offer, and I should learn what they can teach me.
Backpedal a little bit, why don't you? All right. Okay, what do you want to know more about?
Fucking spirit jars.
Last time you unleashed a giant demon into the world.
Yeah, and now they're using it for a wall? What the actual fuck?
That's not what I said.
What you implied.
I did not specify that spirit was the one used to make the wall.
So I have questions!
As you should. And, where do you think this is going?
Fuck the Red Lotus.
Tracks. Alright, moving on. Han, how have you still not gotten to your damn boss?
I honestly have no fucking idea at this point. I thought we'd be doing this 2 sessions ago.
I thought we were doing this 10 sessions ago. I thought this was going to be a Han-centric session. That's what all my notes were prepped for.
Sorry, I hijacked it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just like a...
Nora and Ming will also hijack.
Well, this is certainly one method of protecting the wall against spirits.
Mm-hmm. That is true. What do you want to know more about?
How involved are the Red Lotus in ruining Franco's wall and reputation? Like, are they opportunists who came in after the fact? Or are they part of why people don't want to work with him anymore?
Good question. Very good question, in fact. And where do you think this is going?
Probably a lot of Earth Kingdom politics.
I hope you guys are looking forward to Earth Kingdom politics.
I'm looking forward to being a Snarky in the side of the room because boy am I not getting involved in actual Earth Kingdom politics. That would be real bad for everyone.
Speaking of which, Yira, what did you learn?
There actually isn't that much more to learn about firebending, which is mildly disappointing. Also, Nora continues to try and kill everyone through impulsiveness.
Yeah.
When else have I done that?
You see, you made the correlation to me privately, Nick, and from that question alone, I have to say, fuck, it's true.
Isn't
What?
it, though?
Nick privately sent me that Nara is 100% Terran.
Yep.
What?
Fuck!
What?
No, you're not wrong, and I hate it.
What?
So he said you were 100% Terran, and from that comment alone, what else have I done that is my classic go-to question for defending any shit I do in games ever.
I mean, by that logic,
I've
Delibird
never
was
even
also
played
part
with
of-
Terran other than this game.
To be
And
fair,
you're
by that logic,
channeling
Delibird was
his
also
spirit
part of
well.
Terran.
Yeah.
Remember, Nara was the one who liked Terran. You are channeling his spirit.
I mean, Nara is also the reason why Terran is dead.
It's
What?
true.
Is he
Terran's
dead?
not dead.
Nara,
Neither was your friend Little Timmy.
Nara, I'm going to tell me if this sounds familiar to you in particular. I'm going to pull BB close and say, if it comes down to it, just leave him behind. I love you more than I care about him.
Yeah, I totally would have said that to BB.
And you did. And BB dropped Terran off the first chance she got.
Okay, now when you say dropped off, do you mean at a height or like at the floor? Because if he's on the ground, then he's
so
very clearly
Terran-
alive.
Terran made his own dumb choice.
Yeah, that's not my fucking fault. The group made it very clear they didn't like Terran.
Yeah, I have no actual problems with this.
I still didn't want him dead, even though I didn't like him very much.
Anyway, Yiro, what do you want to know more about?
Spirit walls. Also, has the Earth Kingdom gotten worse?
Whatever could you mean?
It's weird that canon bossing say might actually be marginally better than this shit.
To be fair, this is how many years in the future? I mean, in the past?
80 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 70, 80 years. I forget exactly when I put it. And where do you think this is going, Yura?
Big, stupid fight that I might not take part in.
To be fair, Mingwall's not necessarily going to keep escalating, but there's going to be a lot of glaring.
If it winds up in a big, stupid brawl in the middle of the street, I'm going to lean against a wall and make sure no one dies, and that will be my contribution.
I escalate if they come after me.
This is the member who doesn't actually give a shit.
Then this will be fine.
Also, there's going to be a revolution against Frankto. We will have to take sides. It'll be fun.
I'm on Dad's side.
I'm so amused by that comment, and I'm not going to say why. Rizik, what did you learn?
Yura's list, and we'll need to keep her from killing. Also, spirit jars were used to build the wall.
All right. What do you want to know more about?
What the fuck the White and Red Lotus are doing.
Well, you know what the White Lotus is up to.
We know what one person of the White Lotus is up to.
We know what the Grandmaster is up to, like...
Yeah. Yeah. You don't know what this offshoot is necessarily up to. And where do you think this is going?
Us tearing down and them rebuilding the walls.
That is definitely a time skip.
Tear down this wall, Mr. Earth King.
And replace it with a better one. The original blueprint one.
Frankto's original idea is his face every 20 feet. In high definition color. Hotaru, what did you learn?
The wall is made of spirits.
Anything else?
That Yura has a heart. Also, I think you... This is weird for me because I've been watching a lot of Attack on Titan, but I don't think you've watched far enough to understand what you've done. So don't worry about it.
I think he has.
Oh no. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh boy.
Yep.
If you want to give me incentive to watch Attack on Titan, I've got 3 weeks before you're coming back here.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Not influencing the campaign, to be totally
It's one
honest.
that's really aged poorly.
Yeah.
It was poor to begin with.
Yeah.
It was poor to
You
begin
need
with.
that much more emotional trauma at the end of 2022.
I have very low opinions on Attack on Titan from the beginning, so but that's a whole other conversation.
That's extremely fair.
Hotaru, what do you want to know more about?
I want to know how Frankno's going to react to his awesome gift.
I know the answer to that. Or rather, I know the potential answers to that. Because the gift is going to be secondary based off of what you guys do directly beforehand. But that is a problem for next session. And lastly, Hotaru, where do you think this is going?
Red Lotus Fight, Part 2. Now with more Kakan action.
Yeah, Kakan does kind of...
It's going to be really interesting to see how they react to his bending.
Kakan actually has a principle that really helps against them.
Yeah, also they're like all a bunch of like special snowflake motherfuckers. We have the specialist snowflake. Go, Kakan.
Hooray.
I
have no idea what's...
They were on screen like 3 sessions before you showed up. They're all
Kakan is. I mean, we'll get to that when it's my question.
Yeah, it's your question now.
All right.
What did you learn?
Kakan learned that the Earth Kingdom capital is even less intimidating than he expected. Let's see. He wants to know who the heck are these people that make Nara of all people that mad, and I'm expecting lots of war in Ba Sing Se.
Oh my god. Yep.
You confused why I'm mad? Why? Do I not get mad in game a lot?
I mean, not really. Like, Nara is, very, let's see how to word this
There's a
politely.
difference between child's frustration with situations and child, I specifically hate this person.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
It is rare to see Nara get angry. Like, petulant, yes, but not actually angry.
Oh no, I'm angry.
Yeah, that's what's surprising, Kakan. Who the hell these people are to do that?
That's fair.
That is a story for, well, probably next time. All right. With that, I believe what we are going to call session 26, The Love Boat. I do kind of like the name.
Because we gave the boat some tough love.
Yeah. Tough Love Boat? Nah. Love Boat. The Love Boat. Alright, and as I said before, guys, we will be picking up on the 23rd because I am going to be out of the country for the next couple of Wednesdays.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Where are you going?
I will say after we end the recording, but just know when we start next time, we will pick up with you guys potentially getting in a fight with Shibu, and I will point out you do not know where the rest of her group is. Keep that in mind, please. Okay.
This is the reason why I say I'm probably staying out of this fight.
Look, I will say that from Mingwall's perspective, like, this was just a gut reaction, instant, oh fuck you punch. Like, with the arm down, like, it's definitely possible to keep him from escalating into, like,
Probably gonna be initially mad and then run at Dan because I remember that these people tried to kill me.
Yeah, I mean, like I was joking aside, I probably am going to try and make sure this fight doesn't happen.
Yep.
It is definitely possible. Like, if Mingwall's fighting alone, Mingwall will stop fighting.
Let's end this.
Why is there an image of Sully chucking a person through a door?
How far back are you?
I'm so confused. I have to view all the shit posts on stream.
I have no.
When is all this from?
How far back did you go?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I'm now on the Tyrannosaurus Rex driving a boat. I didn't go back, I just wasn't on off topic. Oh god. That's really cool. Alright, say goodnight to the recording.
It was all
everyone.
relevant at the time posted.
Good night.
Good night.
Net recording.
Good night, recording.